All right, guys, menu number 2, cold weather, spicy oriental chicken with rice. I am excited about this. I love Chinese food. My wife, I had never had Chinese food until I met my future wife, and she had eaten it growing up, so she insisted we go to this restaurant. So we go to the restaurant. I'm telling you what, it was in Little Rock, Arkansas back in 1979. I had never had food like that. It was good, so I'm excited to give this a try, see what it tastes like. Let's get after it. All right, here we go. We've got our accessory pack. I see Bill's Brew and some gum. That's good. A little Tabasco. We have cranberries. I'm guessing those are going to be freeze-dried or dried, rather, cranberries. Nut raisin mix. You know me, Ace. I like those trail mixes. Orange flavored fruit juice. I like orange. Mocha dessert bar.
Mocha dessert?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't care for mocha, but we'll see. Oh boy, I bet this is a Mountain House. You bet it is. Mountain House Oriental style. Spicy chicken and vegetables with rice. I think that's going to be good. 16 ounces of water, 3/4 of a canteen cup. We'll measure that out precisely. And our spoon. All right, let's get started. We've got some boiling water, and we are going to get this open with as little injury to the package as possible, because we want to be able to keep everything in here. I have to say, these packages are not easy to get into. Look at that, I didn't even get into it. I'm going to get a scissors. If I had a complaint about these, it's not the flavor, that's for sure. It's the access to the packaging. That's been very difficult. Maybe it's just me, but there we go. Check that out. Look at that. That is going to be good.
Nice.
I can see pieces of chicken. You got your veggies. Man, smells spicy. Get it back in there. All right. And somebody mentioned that they suggested to break it up a little bit before you add the water, so I'm going to do that. We'll get 3/4 of a canteen cup. I happen to have here a cold weather canteen. This is actually the real deal. It is an insulated canteen. It has 2 layers, and it holds the same amount as a regular canteen, I believe. It's just that, and it has it just goes like that to get it out. I'm going to set it there. Check out the canteen cup. Right there.
Cool.
So, well, that's
what era is this from?
It's got a little, I must have had cherry last time I used this. Anyway, you know, the guy I bought this one from, he was not sure about the era.
Maybe
It says 71 up here.
Oh.
So maybe it was from 1971. I'm going to wipe this out, yeah, because that was pretty gnarly. And I'm not too afraid of stuff, but no use in tempting the fates here. So there we go. Yeah, it had a lot of corruption in there, I guess you could say. And check this out. It locks into place. Bring that up, go around, and it just locks right into place.
That's cool.
So we'll take 3/4 of a cup of hot water. And maybe just a bit more. There we go. And we will take our Mountain House Oriental style spicy chicken and vegetables with rice. All right, set that down. Check that out in there, guys. Got plenty of water, I think. It's hot too, let me tell you what. Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna seal that up good. I'm gonna set that right down here where the lid will stay on it, good, and it'll get heating up good. Got some creamer, some Bill's Brew, which we are gonna get right after. Got our little Tabasco. Gum, moist towelette, sugar, no salt, no pepper again.
That's so weird.
Well, I was reading some comments, and they said if you look at how many grams of salt and stuff that there are in this, there's quite a bit to keep you good and going, and you know, your electrolytes put back together. So they said that was all taken care of. So I'm going to trust people on that. Make sure our matches work. Matches work well. That's good. All right, let's get our Bill's Brew freeze-dried coffee out. We've had this before. Take a look at her there, guys.
Just one serving?
One serving, one small serving, I would say.
And then they give you one sugar and one creamer for it. So.
There we go. Get that mixed up good. Well, hey, Miss Piggy, you want a little Oriental chicken? You want some? We'll have some here ready for you in a bit. That's the co-star there, Miss Piggy. Anyway, she's a little finicky when it comes to her food. We'll leave that off to the side.
What? She's always whining about something. She's well taken care of, and she whines about everything.
Oh boy. So, all right. We've got, while our hot meal is mixing up good together, let's pour out our component parts. We've got cranberries here. Oh yeah, it's like raisins, except for their cranberries, just dried. Now, I don't know if you like cranberries. You know, cranberries are a crop that is only indigenous to North America, and they are grown commercially excuse me, in Oregon. I had a friend back in Idaho who had a cranberry bog. It was real interesting to watch to see how that worked, but it's an exclusive North American product. Let's see, we've got our mocha dessert bar.
I'm interested. I've never seen one of these before. Have you?
No, I have not.
I don't.
A mocha dessert bar. Well, it's sticking. Kind of. Okay. Smells like mocha. Chocolate and coffee a little bit or something there. Now these, I know I'm going to like these. This is what I eat on the boat all the time. I see hazelnuts. I see M&Ms. We got Virginia nuts. Don't eat that. There we go. Raisins and M&Ms. So, yeah, that'll be good. We've got raisins to go with our cranberries, so that'll be fun. And then we have our orange beverage powder. Just going to add a little water. Now I have the hot water. No, wait, I've got the canteen. I'll just use the canteen. Take a look at this. There's our, there you go, orange powder. Drink mix. All right, get our canteen out.
That's cool.
Isn't that something? Got that double insulated.
50 years old.
Yes, one package, younger than I am. Let's see here, 12 ounces. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. Nice thing is it's got that resealable like a plastic bag. All right, leave that settle. Well, I think our meal is almost ready. You know, I was thinking when I was, you know, you get this stuff out and you start remembering times in the Marine Corps. By the way, that fits on your web belt. I'll have to show you my web belt. But this goes up, and then there's the web belt is a canvas belt, something like this, and it slides inside there, and then on both sides, and then you lock it into place by putting the metal tabs back down, and then you wear that on your waist. You'll have your ammo clips, your canteen, mess kit, whatever, and then that's all attached to your web belt, and it won't fall off while you're walking through wherever you're walking through. So when you get to where you're going, it won't have dropped off and you're going, oh shoot, where'd my canteen go? It's all locked in with that web belt locking mechanism. So after school, I got put out into the Fleet Marine Force, they call it, the FMF. And I was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And I was in intelligence. And one of the things we had to do was train other troops in counterintelligence measures and how to avoid being caught in traps and stuff like that. We would go out on exercises. There would be artillery guys, there would be grunts, which is a 0311. That's the most common MOS in the Marine Corps. I was a 2621. And we'd go out as the intelligence group and we would listen to the guys that were involved in war games we would listen to their chatter on the radio. And you'd try to find people that were, the guys that were out there that were kind of not very disciplined in they were chattering. They were talking just about stuff you don't talk about on the radio. It's supposed to be for military purposes only, and not visiting with your brother or visiting with your friend and seeing what he was doing last night. Well, you'd try to find somebody that was chatting a little too much, and then you'd get yourself into their conversation. And sooner or later, especially after 2 or 3 days of just eating nothing, but at the time it was either MREs or C rations. If it was early on, C rations. If it was later on, it was MREs. Anyway, one of the jobs we would do is try to get the guys to go somewhere. And one of the ways we would do it, we'd say, hey, take your squad over to, and we'd tell them a grid coordinate. We'd find out where they were and tell them to go over to a particular place on the map, and there would be hot chow for them. Well, when you're out in the field and you've been eating C rations or MREs for 3 or 4 days, you're ready for hot chow. So we'd get on there as a friendly and get them to go to a certain grid coordinate, and then we'd call in a bomb strike on them. Now that was all, obviously we didn't really call it a bomb strike, but once they got to that location, they're calling around and saying, hey, we're here. We'd confirm their coordinates. You should be able to find us. We'd say the coordinates again, and they would confirm that's where they were. Well, then we would call artillery and lob 105 howitzer rounds in on them, and the judges would be watching and listening to all this, and then they would pronounce that unit or those guys, they were out of the competition. They were gone, because they hadn't confirmed that who they were talking to, us, were really good guys, were really guys on their team, were really guys in their unit. And so that was one of the things we did in intelligence, was try to teach guys, look, you've got to confirm who you're talking to, and there were very specific ways to go about confirmation, code words and secret questions and answers and things like that. And that was the way we would, before they got into real combat, make sure that they knew to watch for that, because in Vietnam it had happened quite often. There were North Vietnamese that had been educated in the United States, and they spoke very fluent English. And from what we were told by the guys that trained us, that would happen occasionally. Somebody would get involved on some chatter on the radio, call the guys in, and either throw in some mortars or some kind of artillery, or there would be an ambush for them waiting where they thought they were going to get some hot chow. So anyway, that was just kind of one of those interesting situations when I was in that. When I get out all this stuff, sometimes I harken back to those days. But I think our meal should be about ready. Let's try some coffee here first. And it didn't stir up too good, but we'll try it first like this, and then I might throw some creamer in there. No, that's good just the way it is. I like my coffee like that. I don't care to add anything to it, so we're going to be good that way. Well, it's been sprinkling a little bit. I don't know if you can see that on the tray here, but our meal should be good and hot and ready to eat. Let's pour that out. The thing about these meals too is there's plenty of it. They didn't skimp on it. It's cold weather. You need a lot of chow when it's cold to make up, because you burn more when it's cold. You burn more calories, and I'll tell you, they have done a good job of that. In fact, this says right on the package there are 580 calories from this, and I would say, even though it seems like that's about as many as a Big Mac, there's just so much more volume there with the rice and the gravy and the chicken. So that's good looking stuff there. I'm excited to try this. Heavenly Father, I do appreciate this time to eat and to enjoy the bounty of nature and what's put together here for us. And I just ask you to bless this food to my body now. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
All right. Let's see here. Oop, see, some of that didn't get mixed up quite. You see that there in the middle? So I'll stick around the outside edges where it is mixed up good, and we'll give that a little more time. It's warm. Dang, that's good. I'll tell you what, I can't believe it. This Mountain House stuff is amazing. So we've got, I see beans, I see, looks like carrots and some kind of pepper. In fact, check this out. That's like a pepper down in there. Pepper, bean, Get some chicken right there. Got a piece of chicken with the rice. A little, looks like a little pea or bean there. Man, Asa, you got to try this. You want to try, Bob?
Sure.
That's a good chunk
Thank
of
you.
chicken on there.
All right.
There you go. That's not bad, is it?
For all those ingredients freeze dried,
I know it.
I mean, they really seasoned it well. They put a lot of
Yeah.
seasonings. It's not bland at all. That's nice.
In fact, I would not want to add any Tabasco to this.
You know, the textures are off since it is freeze dried. As far as you don't, the textures
Yeah.
of the vegetables and all that, but they do have the flavors on
Oh
point.
yeah, absolutely. You have different. You have rice, you have the bean, you have vegetables, and then you have the chicken. And how are you going to get all that to reconstitute? You know,
If you
same.
remove all the moisture from it, putting it back in, it's just going to, the texture is just going to be different.
Yeah, but you can definitely taste or feel the noodle difference. I can tell when I bite into some chicken because it's a little drier, which is just because of the amount of time that it's been in the water. But, or chewier, I'd say. It's not dry, it's just chewier. There's some chicken. There's some chicken. Oh, there's a mushroom, I think, right there.
But they just absolutely seasoned it right, you know.
And loaded it with good. I mean, it's just good stuff all the way through. So I'm going to chunk some of this up here that didn't get, that's still a little dry. We'll let that set just a little longer. But I'll tell you what, I'm digging on this. This is not too shabby. It's not. I want to make it clear. It's not like the Imperial Twin that I first had with my wife, but it's good. I mean, for freeze dried and for being out in the field, this would be amazing chow. Cleanse the old palate. Of course, I like the nuts and the raisins and everything. I like that kind of stuff. So, oh, look at there's some walnuts there too. I see some walnuts. Then I saw a hazelnut in there, just one, I think. But oh, there we go. There's a hazelnut. So let's get a little bit. We got a walnut. We got a hazelnut. We got some peanuts. I'm gonna take it down to one M&M. There we go. It's fresh. The nuts are crunchy like they should be. Go ahead. Just a little bit though. And then I'm gonna add some cranberries because they're a little sweet usually. Cranberries are good. Do you like cranberries? You should try it mixed together. That's even better. Check that out. That is going to be good. Let's try a little mocha here. A little mocha dessert bar. It's really not much to look at.
Oh, it's like tacky. It's really tacky.
Like a toffee bar almost or something. You know, for me, that it's not as mocha-y as where it would be like, oh, I couldn't eat that. I could actually eat that. In fact, I might do a little bit of cranberry, have a little chocolate cherry cake kind of taste.
I don't really taste a lot of coffee in there. It's mostly just chocolate.
Let's do our orange beverage next. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sacrifice the coffee. There we go. And we're going to pour that out because I want you all to see what that looks like. Doesn't look that good, does it? See if we can break it up a little more. You know what? Maybe I need to add a little more water. Looks kind of syrupy.
Yeah, it does look like syrup.
That might help it. There we go. That's better.
Nothing like coffee and orange.
You know, it's not half bad. Very orangey with those little flecks in there still, but very edible. Well, guys, I'm going to throw this down one more. Feel free to have a little more if you want, Ace.
Thank you.
Well, I just look forward to the gum. This is a clear package.
Must be wintergreen or something.
Yeah, something. Not peppermint in the red or...
Cheers.
Cheers. It's like a peppermint, isn't it? It is like a peppermint.
It is peppermint.
Not bad. Guys, meal number 2, spot on. That Chinese food is just darn good stuff. So, hey, we've got number 3. Let's get after that one.